If you have red flags in your immigration case, that can result in fraud investigations and, in worst case situations, denial of your application. Hi, I'm attorney Megan Pastrana of Immigration for Couples, and I invite you to subscribe to this channel because I am releasing a bunch of videos, over 33 videos of the common mistakes you should avoid in your immigration journey. So let's talk about red flags and the result of failing to mitigate those red flags. So what are red flags? Immigration officers are trained to review applications and review your relationship and marriage history to determine whether or not they think your love is real. There are hundreds, I'm not kidding, the adjudicator's manual has hundreds of possible red flags. And those include age differences, prior immigration petitions that were filed, if there were prior marriages and divorces, if you don't have a shared language, if you have a marriage of short duration. The list goes on. Like I said, there's hundreds. And the biggest mistake that I see couples make is, one, not being aware that those red flags exist, and two, underestimating those red flags and not mitigating. So how do what I mean by that? How do you mitigate? You do that through relationship evidence. You want to make sure that the evidence you submit with your application is solid, that any red flags that exist, any doubts that an immigration officer has about your relationship, you remove those doubts through solid relationship evidence. And also preparation, because part of the immigration process involves an interview, sometimes just the immigrant beneficiary and sometimes the couple together. But it's imperative that you provide solid evidence, not just photos together and letters of support from family and friends, but proof of your travels, proof of the time you've spent together, commingling of your finances. Maybe you have joint accounts, life insurance. If you have children together, if you have communication on a regular basis, all of that is important evidence to demonstrate that you have a real love. And I also have a free resource, a relationship evidence guide that dives into the different categories of evidence and some of the strongest evidence you should be sure to include in your immigration case. I'll post a link to that in the comments, and that will help you to ensure that you are preparing the strongest case possible.